Well, Sam, first off, after those two positive performances, how high are spirits in camp and how high have they been in the last couple of weeks?
I would say okay. I think they all are more disappointed than they are on a high, because they know that certainly in the last 5 games we should have picked up at least 9 points. The 2-1 up against Fulham with 11 minutes to go, the chances created and missed second half against Man United, and then the golden chances we supplied against Burnley failed to succeed in converting them into goals. So I would say mood is okay, but not high, because we all know that we've thrown away 6 points in those 3 games, and if we were sat on 20 points now, we would be asserting the pressure on the teams above us, who would begin to feel that pressure, and as we get closer to them, we would gain more confidence, and obviously we'd have a lot more spring in our step looking forward to the next game, because we would feel confident about winning that game. But until we start converting good performances into wins, it's still pretty much a big battle for us.
How confident are the lads going into Brighton then, given those performances? And is it a case of going one step further? Now you've got the performances, you've got the clean sheet. Now it's about going on and putting all those together and making sure.
Yes,
that you
absolutely.
Get
I mean, that's what we've been striving for since we've arrived. That's what we've been striving for since we brought the new players in. I think everybody sees performances improve, but performances are no good with end results. And I said a long time ago we were running out of time about not losing, and we'd have to get to start winning, and we've slipped up again in the last 5 games because we haven't won those 3 out of 5. We're now in a desperately closer, much win situation where a draw is not going to do as much good anymore. It needs to be a victory. And this is one of the hardest games we're going to face this season, without any question of a doubt, because Brighton are one of the most productive sides in the league, and the only thing missing in Brighton's team is the finishing. And had they had a finisher, had they had a goal scorer this year, I'm convinced to be top 8, maybe even better, because I've seen the quality of their performance and seen what they've put together, and ultimately they've failed, as we have done in the last few games, but they've done it all season by not finishing teams off. So hopefully they're as negative again on Saturday as they are in front of goal, but I expect a massively difficult game, and I don't want my players to take this game lightly by thinking it's not going to be anything other than extremely difficult. Totally the opposite to Burnley, who play a well-organised, direct style, play to their strengths. Brighton are the opposite of that, where they play to their strengths by trying to play through the lines as quickly as possible, by being flexible in their systems. Went from a back 5 to a back 4 against Crystal Palace, and still carried on creating. So yeah, big game, and one we cannot take lightly, and need to be very sharp and very aware of Brighton's in possession, but do have, because of that, lots of weaknesses that can be exposed.
I was just going to ask you, Sam, how do you prepare your team to face a team like Brighton, especially given the 2 previous tests that you've had, one against Manchester United where you sat quite deep, and because obviously Manchester United's attacking quality, they had possession a lot of the ball a lot of the time, and then Burnley, like you just said, is a completely different game. The ball's in the air a lot, and now Brighton, they like to get the ball down and pass. How
Brighton's much like Manchester United, but not as deadly on the front line, or certainly we hope they're not as deadly on the front line. So they've got everything about them right, apart from the finishing qualities, and of course that can be converted at any single time in any game. If they keep making a number of chances, they're bound to start scoring one at the end. What we are pleased about is our defensive resilience has got better. Just an exceptionally good goal against Man United, and a really good clean sheet against Burnley. And putting the 2 together, I think that's the only game for a while we haven't scored in, or not looking like we're, getting a goal and getting that 3 points. So when we get the first clean sheet, we haven't found a goal to win us them all important 3 points. So you're spot on by saying we've got to put both together, and I think on Saturday we've got to put one in 2 chances away. If we are to get 3 points on the board, whenever we get, well, obviously we'd prefer an 100% ratio, 1 in 1, but we really must score 1 in 2 chances now, and that will help us to secure 3 points. Scoring 1 in 3, it's not going to happen. It's becoming too close, too far for that now, and obviously creating those chances in the Premier League are not easy.
And just finally, Sam, just a bit on team news, injury updates. Robert Snodgrass missed Burnley. I was just wondering how he was and if you've got any other fresh concerns heading into this weekend.
Well, he wanted to be involved in the squad, but the kick in the knee ultimately covered up a slightly bigger problem in his calf, where there was a slight tear. He'll be absolutely 100%. I send him out obviously on Saturday against Brighton, and that calf tears more than it is now, then I would be kicking myself, because that would be 4 or 5 weeks maybe out. So I'm going to make absolutely certain Robert Snodgrass wants to play, but I've taken the decision to tell him to calm down and get ready for next Thursday.